this is Rich Taylor with TransWorld Motocross out here at LACR on just an absolute amazing day. Track was just absolutely incredible today. Riding the new KTM FE editions. Pretty excited to ride them. We all know the factory edition KTMs are pretty much the baddest bikes you can buy right now, bad in a good way, as far as just production bikes right off the storeroom floor. You can take them out and race them and you're stoked. I don't need to say much. They didn't do a lot to the engine on these bikes. They put pipes on them, of course, you know, the 450 and the 250 compared to their normal KTM production bikes. Which absolutely helps a little bit, you know, the FMF on the 250 and the Apokrovic, I think, on the 450 definitely gives it a little bit of power. Just kind of makes the response a little bit better for both bikes. Is what it is. The most exciting thing about the bike is the new fork, the new air forks, WP air forks. I've already had a ton of questions asking me if I've ridden it and how are they and what the deal is. Well, I did today. We got a pretty good idea what was going on. The track was, like I said, just amazing today. Not a whole bunch of bumps, which is what made it so great, but we did get a feel for what the forks, you know, do and kind of how they feel. Again, they're air forks, so we're sort of comparing them to the KYB and the Showa that come stock on the other bikes, on the other brands. Right off the bat, what I noticed is how kind of much better, I want to say, just right out of the box, they kind of relax in the corners and they kind of settle in the corners compared to some of the other air forks. Just a little bit more forgiving compared to what I was used to. They still have a little bit of that air fork feeling like on slap downs, like if you really just launch a jump out to the flat or you come up, you know, a little bit long or something and slap the front end down. They definitely kind of have that, you know, air fork where it just kind of stops and you kind of feel everything. But one thing these forks do incredibly well is coming into corners, breaking bumps, setting up for the corner, just really plush, really solid. You can feel the front tire, which on a lot of the other air forks, it's just, we've lost that. You know, it seems like the new way to ride, you know, all the fast kids now are just really riding with the rear wheel. I think a lot of it has to do with the way forks are set up today. They don't settle. You don't feel the front tire as well as you kind of used to with the spring fork, which is what I was always used to. This fork is definitely more similar, but it does have that air fork character. But in a positive way, it does settle a little bit better, and I think with some more time on it and just setting it up and getting exactly my air pressure down just right, I think I could make it probably pretty good. So, you know, I was pretty excited about it for sure. Overall, both bikes, you know, the FE editions, you jump on them and you haul. You know, it feels really good. They work really well. KTM, once again, has done a great job with them. So we're going to test some more with the air fork on rougher tracks to kind of get a better feel. But right now, I was pretty impressed. They worked well.